me, Erica. It's Monday. Yo, it's Kendrick Lamar this morning, giving you that energy, that rebel energy. I had a good weekend. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Not much really happened, so we really don't have anything to talk about. I wrote down a couple things that happened over the weekend. I started watching How to Fix a Drug. What was it called? It's on Netflix. How to Fix a Drug Case. I think that's what it's called. About those girls in Massachusetts, those lab workers who was stealing drugs and sending people to jail on false reports. I'm gonna get a copyright. Okay, so the weekend was good. It was relaxing. I didn't do much. I really didn't do much. I saw that. Oh, my phone's right here. I'm like, where's my phone? Oh no, it's right here. I wrote down a couple of things, some of the things that I saw this morning, this weekend. I saw that, I think on Friday, on Juneteenth, Beyonce put out a song called Black Parade. Great. Great song. Okay, it's great. Nina Simone says the art should reflect the time. So I don't think anybody should say anything to me, I feel like, about an artist who is expressing themselves during times like this. It's a perfect opportunity to put out art. And because when in 50 years, people are going to have songs to listen to talk about what happened during this time, there's going to be artwork to document this era, right? It's not just us talking, it's the art that should reflect the times as well, right? Like you have Marvin Gaye, what's going on? What's happening during that time? What was the reason why he made that song? Did anybody say, oh my God, why would he make a song like this during a time like this? You know what I mean? That's how an artist expresses himself. That's how a creative expresses themselves. Not like these white creators who are really just trying to jump on a bandwagon and really not do anything. To me, I feel like if anybody is going to make this idea that, like, I feel exactly the way Dapper Dan said, our culture is global. People all over the world love black culture. Yes, they might not love black people, but if anybody is going to make money off of their culture, it should be a black person. And so I had time to process what Beyonce, the lyrics of her song, and she was mentioning a lot of witchy things, a lot of ancestral things, a lot of just things that people are coming into right now. I would say that it is trendy because it is a trend, and then the people who are actually dedicated, who have been called to align with their divine gifts will continue on. But a lot of it is trendy. A lot of people are searching. A lot of people are looking for answers, And she's mentioning things in her song that is trendy, right? Just like in Megan in the Savage remix, she mentions OnlyFans. Beyonce ain't never gonna make no OnlyFans account, y'all. And if it is, it's gonna be an OnlyFans for her fans, and she's going to put out stuff that is not of explicit or of adult content, right? But it's mentioned because that's what it's like. I want to be relatable to a specific demographic. So if I mention charging my crystals by the moon, or if I mention Oshun, then I'm going to be relatable to a group of people who listen to me and who follow these practices right now. It's trendy. It's trendy to be a witch. It's trendy to try to get back to your ancestral practices and rituals. All right? It's trendy, and that's what she's doing. And like, to me, I feel like if anybody's going to make money, like, a lot of people don't like when people make money off of, your culture. But like, to me, I feel like I'd rather buy something off of a black person than it's black owned business, right? And then I also feel like what I did not care for was the fact that I think the next day in the morning on her website, she basically promoted all of these black owned, brown owned businesses, right? And if I am not mistaken, the people did not know that she was going to be featuring them on their website. And I don't know if Beyonce, I'm sure she understands her influence and reach, right? Just by her mentioning you. It's like, you know, Oprah's, what do you call her favorite things, right? Same thing. If I mention you, if Beyonce mentioned you, that's a good recommendation, a good referral. So I'm going to take it, right? But do you think that the people that she promoted are ready? To me, I feel like, well, you don't have a really choice, but do you think that they were ready for the amount of attention that they're going to get from Beyonce basically promoting their business on her website? Is it a wonderful thing to do? Yes. But please, can you notify me? Could you tell me first before I start getting, I don't understand where these orders and these calls are coming from. Can you please let me know, Beyonce, that you put my shit on your website? Like, that's, to me, I feel like that would have been the right thing to do. It's a little egotistical to believe that, you know, I'm going to just promote these people. I know they would want me to promote them. So let me just put them on my website, but not notifying these people. I mean, if you were notified, let it even know, because I was under the impression that people weren't notified that they were going to be featured on her website. And are people ready for that? Are people in business ready for the amount of attention, the amount of orders? Are they prepared for a referral from Beyonce? And that's the only part that I was like, girl, why did you do that? Like, it's a little bit, I don't want to call it it's egotistical. Like, why did you, I don't know. I just thought it was weird for her to do that. I thought about it. I was like, why did she do that and not tell anybody she was doing that? Everybody may not be ready for that attention. Now, they don't have a choice. Now you gotta get your ass together. Get your shit together. Because Beyonce promoted you. This morning, he's so damn lazy. He cleaned the grass and going around the trash can. Won't move the trash can, just going around it, making a circle around the trash can. At least he's cutting the grass, shoot. Anyway, so this morning I get up and, they said Potomac is coming back in August. Somebody left a comment on about a year ago, the last videos from Potomac, which was about a year ago, and they're about to come back in August, I believe. And I was just watching one of the videos, and we were talking about when that particular review was when Candace kept telling Ashley to get out of her house, and she kept coming back in, and Giselle kept like egging her on and stuff. So yeah, that was the episode. Maybe I'll start posting some old reviews so that we can kind of get caught up with what is going on. Maybe I'll just post like the last episode. And I remember the reunion being very, very boring. So we'll see. But I also woke up this morning and, you know, I get up and I do my yoga. So I turn on YouTube and I haven't got a chance to watch Oprah's roundtable. I guess it's called Where Do We Go From Here, right? And she had some people on there talking about, you know, the state of the world, right? And then I noticed that right next to the picture, to the thumbnail of Oprah's video, Where Do We Go From Here, full episode part 2. I really want to watch it. I really want to see what they were talking about. We'll just see what they're talking about. You know, it's always good to see. But then right next to the video, I see a thumbnail of Sidney and Monique's big faces. And their title of their video is exactly the same as Oprah's title of her video. Oprah's title of her video is full episode Where Do We Go From Here, part 2 on. Next to the video is Monique Worldwide. That's her channel. Part 2, inspired by Oprah Winfrey. Where do we go? And then it cuts off because I'm sure it says from here. Now, like I posted on Twitter this morning, if a man was doing that to Oprah, if it was just Sidney by himself posting videos, titling his videos the same title as Oprah, y'all would say that he was being obsessive. If it was a man doing this, so I'm trying to figure out what Monique and Sidney are doing. Now, I did read something that Monique was criticizing Oprah by saying that she was using these particular events to become, hold on, I want to get it right, because I was like, girl, you did the same thing. You did the same thing. And she has these critiques. Now, it's going to be like another Kaya and Trina. Monique is not going to ever give that up. She really isn't. She's going to stay on it because, let's see, it says, this was in February. Here it is. A reminder. No, it's Monique. It's just Monique and Oprah. Monique and Oprah. Monique and Oprah. No, it was something recently where Monique was saying that Oprah was using these issues in the world, and I don't want to say to become relevant, but it was something like she was co-opting the movement for her own personal gain, which to me, I felt that's exactly what she did with the Netflix thing. I felt like Monique took the energy of Me Too, took the energy of, people supporting black folks, being a lot of performative support from black people, which I think, not thinking about it and processing it, sometimes the performative support, even if you really don't, you just want to let everybody know, like, we support each other. Sometimes I think it could be a benefit. But I felt like she did that same thing. And she was telling people to cancel Netflix if you were in agreement with her. Meanwhile, Netflix, while they're not perfect, but they have a whole campaign. Now, whether it was started before or after Monique's criticism, if it was as a result of Monique's criticism, great. But you went on, and we're not going to rehash Monique's actions, but to say that Oprah was doing something that you actually do, that's why I feel like, and I hate to take away from Monique the level of intelligence that she does have. Like, I believe that she is a smart person, and I don't want to make it seem like Sidney is like this overbearing pimp energy over Monique, but I do feel like that. And I don't want to make it seem like Monique can't think for herself, but I really believe that it's Sidney's ideas to title your videos exactly the same title as Oprah Winfrey's videos. I think a lot of these ideas, and even when all of these critiques were coming out about Monique, a lot of the critiques not only came from her attitude and her attitude after she won the Oscar, but it came from Sidney believing that because my wife has an Oscar, it makes her more valuable. And the stats have shown that once you get an Oscar, that does not increase your value in Hollywood. Not for black people. Halle Berry ain't done shit. It's almost like a fucking curse, if you want to ask me. What has Halle Berry done but wear that old, single mom wig in every movie she's in? What has she done? Right? Denzel Washington, and it's partially because he's a man, right? He continues to make great films, but Halle Berry ain't made no Oscar-worthy film. Has she? Like, what film has Halle Berry made that's Oscar-worthy? What? You know what I mean? And then I think that Sidney really believed that the Oscar was going to make his wife more valuable. And I believe Monique's attitude changed towards Hollywood or towards the people in her circle. I also believe she thought, because she's another one who is sitting down in front of some wood paneling. Another one sitting down in front of some wood paneling, talking about something that happened so many years ago. Now, we're not going to tell Monique when she needs to get past. She can hold that space. She can hold that space for Oprah as long as she wants. But as long as she's holding that space for Oprah, she's blocking everything. Like, she's blocking everything. And the only person I feel that is fueling that is Sidney. I really believe that. And I really believe he is the demise of her relationship. And I don't know what he's shown her, what he's given her, but she really loves this person. And that's wonderful. But all the critiques, they came about him. Like, it's really your husband. It's not really you. We know that you're fantastic. We know that you're funny. We know that you can do it. We know that you can act. It's your husband. And I really feel like her husband has this pimp energy about himself, where he feels like, well, shit, you got an Oscar. Tell him you want your whole family to come out to Cannes. Tell him you want that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like in an effort to please her man, Monique is doing these things, and it really is to the detriment of her career. And that's just how I feel about it. And for her to be like, that's the first thing I pick up. The first thing that I pick up is the two videos titled the same thing, and then you're saying that your video was inspired by Oprah. Why don't you just title your video, "Where do you go from here?" And, I don't know, and then inspired by Oprah, where do we go from here? But in your first video, they're saying that you were talking mess about her and how she's using this movement for personal gain. So what did you do when you got up and told everybody that to boycott Netflix because you didn't get what you personally felt that you were valuable, where you were valuable? So you felt you were more valuable than what they were giving you, and you have every right to feel that way. But you also went and posted a confidentiality document. So now you've ruined the integrity and the trust that we have between us as business entities, right? So I can't really trust you because you out leaking confidential contract negotiations, and then you recording people's conversations and posting them. You lack integrity. That's why a lot of people don't want to work with you, because I don't know what it is. Like I said, I know that Monique has a part to do with it because she's participating in it. It's not like she's saying, Sidney, stop doing this, or I'm gonna show up without Sidney. It's like she's being pimped out. And I know she's too old to be pimped out. And I know she has a mind of her own. But that's the energy that I get when I see them. All that daddy shit and all that shit. It's just really sad to watch. And I know that a lot of people want to support Monique, but it's your husband. You got you a Kendu. You got you a Kevin. If anything, you got you a Kevin Hunter. You got you a Kendu. You got you a Ike Turner. You got, look at the dogs, little dogs looking at each other. You got all of these things. You got all of these images of men who are not adequate enough to do their own thing, so they become their wives' managers, and then they ruin their wives' careers, whether it's intentional or unintentional. Maybe it's a subconscious way to sabotage her career because you're not doing as well as she is. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you sitting the quality of your videos haven't gotten any better. You know what I'm saying? You've been sitting in front of that dusty cabinet full of awards. I don't know. I just saw that and it triggered me. And Monique is sitting up there looking like somebody's great grandmother. Just look, I don't know. I just feel like it's this old woman. She has this, and she's lost weight. She looks great, but she's just dressed in this old frumpy ass fuchsia, one of those grandma shirts that grandma wear, almost like a muumuu shirt, looking with these glasses on, probably more expensive than my glasses, but at the end of the day, you look a mess, and this man is over here with this fedora on and these glasses, and his lips is shining. It's some pimp shit to me. That's how I feel about it. That is how I feel. Look at that little dog. That is how I feel about it. And I just think he has a lot to do with it. And I don't think, maybe she said she has 7,000 views on on this video. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, so let's see. Yeah, Mo will never face, this is from itgirl_29. Mo will never face the fact that she married a bum and he let him take control of her career so that he could feel like a big man. She refused to go to Cannes to promote Precious because her man felt like he was losing control of her and demanded she stay her ass at home, and she did. And she been home in that damn basement ever since. Ever since. And Monique is so talented. Y'all know Monique used to be my favorite comedian because her mouth was raunchy. She cussed. She didn't give a damn. Just like she got up on that stage and told Oprah to suck her dick. That I love that shit. You hear me? But you told the wrong one. No, you told the right one. You told the right one to suck your dick. You told the right one. You didn't tell the wrong one. You told the right person to suck your dick. And let the chips fall where they may. Let the chips fall. Why is Sarah Sanders trending? Anyway, so Trump had his rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They were expecting 1 million people. They said about 7,000 people showed up because kids all over the world and K-pop fans bought or reserved all the tickets. They thought they had a packed house, and they didn't. And they showed him getting off the plane looking like, all I needed was for him to trip, and that would have been the perfect ending to a weekend. Like him walking off that plane looking disheveled, looking sad, looking tired. I wonder if he has night terrors, or does he sleep like peacefully? I'll be wondering, do these people like that cop, the light-skinned cop who was involved or an accomplice to Floyd's murder. He was in the supermarket last night over the weekend shopping, and somebody, went up to him. She was like, you will never be able to walk around in Minnesota. Not what you did. She was letting him have it. She was like, how dare you show your face in here? You just killed a man. And you out here shopping. He said he was getting essentials and he had a bag of Oreos in his hand. Is that essentials? And he's sitting there and he said, I'm sorry you feel that way. She was like, you shouldn't even be showing your face around here. That's real talk. These people are crazy. But just like Ava DuVernay said, she started a new foundation called Law Enforcement Accountability Pact, where, just holding police officers accountable. Because for them to be able to run lawless like that, and for them to do that, like she said, for somebody to look in a camera and sit on somebody's neck and look in the camera and just be sitting, applying pressure and looking in the camera, because nothing's gonna happen to you. Nothing's gonna happen to you. I'm gonna kill this man and I'm gonna be able to walk in the grocery store, and what y'all gonna do? Nothing. I'm out on bail. Fresh out of jail, California dreaming. As soon as I step on the scene, I'm hearing hoochie screaming. Yes. Anyways, but yeah, that's what it was. What else happened over the weekend? Monique and Sidney, Potomac is coming back. Beyonce letting everybody know about the website. Let me see what else I have on here. Muhammad Ali's son said that, Noname apologized. And let me show you what she apologized. And I'm going to show you the responses from the people. Let me tell you what she said. And I'm mad that she apologized. She says, I've been thinking about it, and I'm not proud of myself for responding with Song 33. I tried to use it as a moment to draw attention back to the issues I care about, but I didn't have to respond. My ego got the best of me. I apologize for any further distraction this may have caused. And that's the thing, right? That's the thing that we aren't here for, is this man. Like I said in response, I said it was actually in sync symbolically, and not allowing yourself to be policed by an idea that supposed leaders are always looking to black women to teach them. And instead, you spoke to where the focus needs to be, and not always centering about a cisgender heterosexual black man. You are supported. So many people we're telling her, girl, why are you apologizing? You don't have to apologize. Why are women always apologizing after standing up for themselves? Your feelings are valid, but so many black women felt vindicated by your fire. You deserve to defend yourself and use your gift to buck the patriarchy, even when many don't fully understand. It says, nah, it was a good and important response. Are there ways to critique and improve? Always. That is the dialectical nature of things. But you responded by recentering real issues rather than letting an anti-intellectual and misogynistic song stand unanswered on its own weight. Exactly. The only person who should be apologizing is J. Cole. Period. You know what I'm saying? You did what you had to do. It wasn't a distraction at all, but a reminder that of the work that you're putting and yet still needs to be done. That's it. You told the truth, advocated for yourself. You don't need to apologize. Women are always apologizing for putting a man in his fucking place. Like, dude, you belong in your fucking place. Don't come out here. First of all, I was talking to everybody. You pulled the classic, a hit dog will fucking holler. You did that, and you centered yourself around the issue because you felt some kind of way about this woman's words. I felt like she was talking about me. Well, you spoke up. And then you tell her you don't like her tone. Well, first of all, motherfucker, how do you know she was even talking to you for you to tell her to adjust her tone for people who may not understand, as if she is like positioning herself to be better than because she has the knowledge? That's your feelings of inadequacy, not hers. And she shouldn't have to watch her tone because you feel inadequate. That's classic. That's classic behavior of a man centering himself around something that has nothing to do with him. She was talking about everybody, any celebrity, and you just were the one to speak up. And now she comes back and says, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna say something back. And I'm glad she said something back, because I'm tired of that feeling like, oh my God, I gotta apologize because I really am being a distraction. No. You said you want to center yourself. Hold on, bruh. There's other things going on around here that's not centered around you. Maybe you should use your locked hair and your mouth with your white mama, and why don't you say something and speak up? Yeah, they showed J. Cole out in the field doing the thing. That's what you're supposed to. That's what she was telling y'all. So what are you getting offended for? Go out there and do the work. Take a picture and send it to her. But you don't tell a woman to watch their tone. Period. Especially if you don't have nothing to offer. You said it there, you should watch your tone, but I really don't have. Maybe you can teach me. So why do I need to watch my tone if you need to learn something? And how the fuck are you a leader if I'm supposed to be teaching you all the time? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Anyways, y'all, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. I want to see why Sarah Sanders was trending. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think of, was there anything? Oh yeah, and I watched, oh my God, don't tell me it's a bug in here. Did y'all see me jump? I thought it was a bug. I need to roll these windows up. I'm about to leave. I wanted to talk about Disclosure. Disclosure is a documentary about trans people in America and their plight in America, and really focusing on really trans in the media, trans people in the media. They did a good job. I wonder why they didn't include T.S. Madison. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, other people talked about their sex work, so I'm trying to figure out why they didn't include her. But it was good. It was good. Laverne Cox was in there. Candace was in there. So many girls was there. They talked about Pose. And I'm really glad that they focused on trans men, because I think trans men are not included in the conversation, and they talked about that. They talked about how it's more salacious to be, for trans women. They talked about the history of trans people and how they showed old movies from like 1902, 1904 with trans people in there, and they're like, well, there's been trans people for forever. This is not something new. And then, and then Laverne Cox made it clear that Marsha and Sylvia were the starters of the gay liberation movement or gay rights movement to Black, queer, trans women. Like, they started it. And this is like a continual thing, right? Did you hear Angela Davis read off all her labels? Did y'all hear it? I was here for it, and I was trying to find it again. They asked her how she identified, baby. She broke it down. When I tell you, she mentioned about 10 or 15 labels. Yeah, she identified as queer. We know that. And it's like a lot of people erasing trans people when they have been visible and been, not visible, but been embedded in media forever. And then to believe like this is something new. And I think it's more so, I'm not going to hide who I am anymore. Like the trans woman, I can't remember her name, but she's been in movies for years, and really just had to come out and say, I'm trans, but been in movies for years. They call it going stealth, where you just live, you don't tell anybody, you just let everybody, it's stealth. Like, I'm not telling anybody, I'm not mentioning anybody, and you hope that you don't run into anybody from your community who can out you, basically. And it was about an hour and a half. I thought it was very good, very informative, very educational. If you want to, get some education on trans people and their experiences, and you hear a lot of stories and trans men. I was really happy to see trans men on there. I was really happy. And I didn't know the dude from, what is that show that came on Showtime? The Gallaghers. What was that show called? But but he was trans. He did identify as trans in that show. I can't remember the name of that show with the Gallaghers and Frank Gallagher, William H. Macy. You know what I'm talking about, y'all. I can't remember the name of that show. But yeah, I'm really happy that I watched it. I'm glad I watched it. It was really informative, and they talked about if you're an ally, what you can do. So if you are an ally, advocate, and you are not, and you just want to learn more and have an understanding, the only way that you're going to get over the fear of the unknown is to educate yourself, and that's the only way to do it. You guys, that's all I have to say for today. Let me know if you guys have any things you want to discuss. Hasn't been really much going on, and I don't know. We'll figure out some things to talk about, I guess. You guys take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. I don't know what I talked about. Yeah, Beyonce, Monique, and Noname, and Disclosure. And then that show called How to Fix a Drug Case, something like that. It's on Netflix. Go watch it, y'all. I just started the first episode. Anyways, take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Y'all have a wonderful day. Peace.